Hey guys, Chef John here, and today we're going to make spatchcock chicken. It's an older cooking term. Actually, we found recipes back from the 18th century in Ireland. Spatchcock refers really specifically to chicken. With that being said, one of my favorite books of all time, when I was a culinary instructor, this was one of those that I made mandatory for the students to have forever as your repertoire. And 25 years later as a chef, I still have it. And so Food Lover's Companion states, spatchcock. It's an older cooking term. Actually, they found recipes back from the 18th century in Ireland. It just flattening out the two sides like a book. Similar to the term butterfly, although spatchcock refers to the fowl, whereas butterflying typically applies to boneless cuts, meat, poultry, fish, and so on. And that's it. You basically cut out the back, open it up. It makes it really fast for roasting and broiling, and you can save the back for other things. So let's get to it. Really good fresh chicken, a good boning knife, and make sure your knife is really sharp. So spatchcock chicken. Down in the base back here, in the base, we call the oyster, and it's basically at the base of the thigh where it attaches into the spine. So, as you see, where it comes down, start at the neck, just follow the bones down, cut through the ribs, and see if your knife is really sharp, you just cut right through. There you go, okay? Just on either side of the back of the leg bone, right here, you're gonna go in with an arc, and cut straight back down. Same for the back side. That's it. Opened out. That's it. This chicken will cook in about a third the time. It gives you a little more freedom to do other things. Roasting, rolling, throwing it on the grill. You've heard of brick oven chicken? You can make brick oven. So we put this in a pan like this, put a blonde brick on top, cover a little bit of foil and be really cool in your oven. That's it. There you go. Spatchcock chicken. When I make a spatchcock chicken, or I'm butterflying out the chicken, I cut the wingtips off. There's a lot of gelatin. There's a lot of yumminess in those wings, and they tend to get burned off, so you don't eat them anyway. This makes the best chicken stock. So I have two chickens here that I've cut the back out. Put them in a bag, wing sits, pop it in. Now this last one, skin piece, bring in, cut to the bone, bend it over. Hear that? Bring your knife to the back, flip it over. That's it. And what I do is I wait, and I'll make this dish again in a couple weeks or another month or so, and I'll just keep putting these in the freezer bag, throw it back in the freezer. So when I get a gallon bag full of chicken parts and tracks and all that cartilage and all that yumminess, I'll make chicken stock. That's the easiest way to do it, and you don't waste anything. Okay, well, we're gonna be a little spicy on this one today. We're gonna make first jalapeno and peppercorn infused vodka tequila mix. Then we're gonna let that sit for about 3 weeks. Be done. We're gonna take that, make it into an awesome simple syrup, and then use that to make a margarita. Margarita I'm gonna drink, and then I'm gonna make another margarita, put on the chicken. But let's make infused vodka first. And tequila. So crazily easy. 2 jalapenos. Here in Texas, here in May, the beginning of the season, we have a lot of water. These things are massive. Later in the summer, it's a little more dry. These will get much hotter, okay? So I just like to take one, split it down in quarters. I leave the seeds, stem. The true heat is actually in the rib, the membrane, okay? Not really the seeds. So one, we take that, dump that in there. On the jalapeno pepper, I like to score it just a little bit around, just hold. That's it. Peppercorns. And keep in mind, wear gloves with the ones you're going to handle, because you do not want to touch anything else after touching those things. Like about a teaspoon of peppercorns. That's all. Equal parts of really good tequila. I like vodka instead of making it all with tequila. To make the actual margarita, yes, I will use tequila with it. So this is a good Texas vodka. Really good. Made in Fort Worth. About that much. About 2/3 of a cup. Same amount. About 2/3 of a cup. Put a lid. Let that sit for about 3 weeks. No more than about a month. Shake it every day, and you're done. What you end up with, you can see the color. They look almost like pickles. That's it. You're finished. Now we're going to make the tequila and vodka infused jalapeno peppercorn mix that we made. We're going to take that and make a simple syrup out of it. Now my simple syrup is 1.5 cups of sugar and 1/2 cup of water, because I'm going to be using an alcohol back to it. Okay, so the zest, I like to use a microplane. So the zest of 3 small limes. That's it. I mean, that's all that you want. You can see just the green around the edge, and you're not going into the pith to make it all nice and bitter. All that zest in the sugar water, just enough to dissolve the sugar. So it's been boiling. Oh my heavens. That lime is unbelievable. So now it's going to start to foam. Turn it off. Now, so what I said, 1.5 cups of sugar, 3/4 of a cup of water. And to this, after 3 weeks, this is the jalapeno. It almost looks like pickles. This is the tequila and vodka infused with the peppercorns and jalapeno peppers. This is the color that you want. So to this mix, I'm going to put about, and I love these little pour tops for mason jars. Use about 1/2 cup. Okay? That's it. Give it a stir. Clean mason jar. Funnel. So the exact measurements I gave you will fit the mason jar perfectly. Now, again, these little ball lids with the holes. Yes, it's made for a straw, but it makes a wonderful pour spout for your beverage. Let it cool, put it in the refrigerator, do this in the morning, ready in the afternoon, and now you have your lime, vodka, tequila, and peppercorn jalapeno infused simple syrup for margaritas. Now let's make one. Jalapeno infused simple syrup we made. That's what we have right now. And as it chills, keep stirring it around. As it cools, the lime is going to, see how it's just floating? It's going to continue to keep floating instead of just rising to the top. Just on, a little stir, juice, orange juice, a little fresh chopped pineapple, simple syrup from Liqueur we made, and one of my favorite tequilas all around good to play with is Arrogant. I love this tequila. So it makes great margaritas. Okay, here we go. Syrup. 2 ounces of syrup. 2 ounces of syrup. 2 ounces of tequila. Ish. There you go. 1/2 ounce of lemon. 2 ounces of lime. Splash of OJ. 1 ounce. Fresh chopped pineapple. about a third of a cup. That's it. Lid. And we're gonna add some ice. Limes in the front, a little bit of spice in the back. It is not as much as you think. It gives it a wonderful depth of flavor. Now, tablespoon of hatch green chili powder, or you can use jalapeno powder. I just like that flavor. 1 teaspoon of pureed garlic. I just mashed this and pureed it up. Right there. And about a half cup of olive oil. Now the secret to this, because you have pineapple in there, you do not want to marinate this more than an hour, okay? Doing so with the citrus, it's going to start cooking the chicken, kind of like ceviche. You don't want that, it's going to make it tough. There we go. So we're going to cook the spatchcock chicken in the oven, this one. So here, baby news, boil them, a little salted water, just until fork tender. So this is the pan, my Liqueur, huge roaster pan here. I love this brazen pan, it is awesome. So after they're boiled, drain them off, and they're steaming. Put them in a bowl, a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper. That's it. Give it a toss, put them back in the pan. I need to heat this pan up before I stick it in the oven. So I'm getting the potatoes nice and hot, a little bit of olive oil, it's going. In this pan, we're gonna put butter, quite a bit of butter, about a half a stick of butter. To that, very important, as you noticed when we did the recipe, I didn't add any salt to this. We're gonna salt the peppers and onions and sliced garlic. Now, here's the deal. When you slice garlic versus crushing it or chopping it super fine, what happens, the thicker and bigger the garlic, the sweeter it is. Okay? That's just kind of the rule. Now all this water coming in from the butter. There we go. 1/2 of a red onion, 1 whole yellow, and 1/2 of a green and red bell pepper. Okay? To that, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, generous pinch of salt. So when this is done, when I say done, be about 4 minutes on the saute. I want to get them just broken, okay? So when that goes, we're going to put the onions on top of the potatoes, take the chicken on top of the onions and peppers, sprinkle it with a generous amount of salt, and then throw it in the oven. So right now my oven is preheated to 375 degrees. And we're going to put it in for about 35 minutes. And that's really all it's going to take. Your pan is hot, the onions are hot, the potatoes are hot, everything is hot. It's a convection oven, so the fan's going, and it's going to get that really beautiful crust and a lot of flavor put on. So I put the peppers and onions and the garlic on top of the potatoes. Crank the fire up, get the heat built up into everything, but don't stir it. Keep the potatoes on the bottom. Those potatoes are going to soak up all that butter, garlic, onion, yummy juice. Now then, really salt and pepper generously the skin. Okay? You put a little bit of salt when I saute the peppers and onions, just a little bit for a little seasoning. And that's it. All of the marinade is going to come out into this and soak into the potatoes. This is going to be absolutely crazy. This pan is so heavy, it's going to require both hands. So, 375, 35 minutes, we're going to check it. Chicken thigh, when you do, the juice should come out pretty clear. But we'll take a peek. Ready? Oh my goodness. Be back in 35 minutes. Let's check it out. Moment of truth. And most gorgeous. Elote. A very heavy pan. Okay, let's see. Ready? How's that? That is fabulous. Look at that. Holy cow. Yes. So, as you can see, I'm just going to grab a fork, your thigh. They all cook at the same time. That's why I love spatchcock style. This chicken breast, look at that. It just falls apart. Chicken thigh just comes right off the bone, just like, almost like rotisserie. Okay, this is my house, my chicken. I'm gonna try it just like that. It's gonna be so hot. Holy wow. That depth of flavor is off the charts. That is fabulous. All right. That's just sexy looking. Is it me or is that sexy, guys? It's very sexy. Now, grab a little potato. Some of these potatoes have been sitting in the butter and juice, and onions and peppers all together. Excellent. What I like to do with this, I love just a good fruit pineapple salsa. The richness and heaviness you're going to imagine, believe it or not, the pineapple helps to break it down. So it has kind of a twofold. It gives sweet, light, bright, nice acidic component. At the same time, the pineapple helps to digest it and move it out so you can eat more. That's just my whole theory behind it. Make a margarita, throw it on some chicken, throw it in the oven with some taters and onions and peppers. And throw on some salsa if you want to. But, point is, margarita chicken. I think we're going to make a margarita to have my chicken. Chef John. Thanks, guys. Keep your glasses up. All right, now. I want my baby, black baby, black baby. I'm not even fat and I can't even do that. Right now. Looks good though. Get in my belly! Oh God. That's good.